artificial intelligence,
Yes.
where it tracked user data and made the computers match the user data over an artificial
Yeah,
data.
so it wouldn't be the
Which,
same patterns of racing every single time you raced offline. That is actually
right,
pretty.
every time it's something different, and it makes the AI more competitive.
Hmm. And not rubber banding. Mario
Right.
Kart hate that. Anyway, let's not even get into that AI. Now, is that yeah, really. But is that back in Forza Horizon 2, which just released recently?
No, it was Forza 5.
Okay,
Is
so
what
they
it was.
did not put Cloud AI into Horizon 2 then?
I don't believe so, because I remember watching the Microsoft press conference at this last E3,
Yeah.
and they were talking about Forza 5 having that
Okay.
as the game that they
Hyped up.
prided in it. Yeah. Well, it wasn't. Forza Horizon 2 might have had it. I'm not saying it didn't,
Mhm.
because when Microsoft was talking about it, it wasn't this last E3. It was actually the one last year. I didn't watch any of this year's E3.
I watched
I
every part of
regret
it
that I
as
didn't.
soon as it got to Nintendo. That's all I'm gonna say.
I regret that I didn't. I was busy at the time with work and
Oh
whatnot.
yeah.
But
Anyway.
last year I watched it, and it was when they were basically pumping up the release of the Xbox One that they were talking about Forza 5 with Cloud Intelligence.
Mhm. Also, Super Fighting Robot, Mega Man. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm sorry. That clinched Nintendo winning E3. And then, of course, D1 in Prague fainting the stage 4 when the camera panned out for a brief moment. You can actually, if you pause it, you can see D1 in Prague have fainted from hype. That's how crazy it was at E3 this year. Anyway, we were talking about Forza.
We were in retro games, and now we're on
Conquer. That's what we were talking about. Yeah, speaking of that, E3 with Forza, it was like, hey, we're advertising this Project Spark game. Oh yeah, here's a little jab for all you Rare fans. Conquer's in it. That's it. Just Conquer. There's no new Conquer game, but he's in this random ass game that no one will give a
Isn't
shit
Conquer I thought Conquer was a Sony.
about. No, he is part of Rareware, which used to be part of it.
Yeah,
It was
okay.
developing for Nintendo in the 64. Conquer's Bad Fur Day, Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie, Donkey Kong 64, but now Donkey Kong Country has rebirthed under Retro Studios. Those are great games. Insane difficulty, though.
And Donkey Kong Country was remade for 3DS, wasn't it?
Donkey Kong Country Returns was on Wii, 3DS, and then there was the newest one, Tropical Freeze, on the Wii U.
Okay.
That Tropical Freeze is the latest. It's someone else, isn't it? I don't understand that. Yeah.
Isn't Rare dead now?
Pretty much all they make are Connect games, sadly. Like
Can you imagine a Banjo-Kazooie Connect game?
No. Could you imagine a Conquer Connect game?
Oh, no.
Could you imagine a Killer Instinct Connect game?
Oh, that would be
Dragon Ball Z for
spectacular.
Connect. Anyway, aka DBZ Connect, which was a total failure. It could have been amazing. They had the potential and they screwed it up. As soon as the first ads started appearing, I knew it was failure. Super Saiyan. Anyway, we were talking about Conquer. Yeah, Conquer did technically have his last game on the original Xbox, but that game was just a remake of the original on the N64, and even then it was heavily censored from the original. Like, the multiplayer over Xbox Live didn't really add much because of the censored campaign. It's just... So yeah, I feel like Conquer should get it. It is one of the highest priorities to get a reboot. Though, I have a feeling if Microsoft mans up, gets Rare to try and make a Conquer reboot on the Xbox One or 360 and Xbox One, that would help sell their system like crazy. Like any of them.
They need to do something to boost their Japan sales.
Yes, like they don't like Microsoft. And Nintendo. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a Valve. Wait. No, they like the Ouya. Oh my god, let's not even get into that failure known as Ouya. Ah.
You know what needs to come back?
Hmm.
Age of Empires.
Technically, it is kind of returning. But, I mean, it's just stabilized. There's no new content. It's just remakes, HD remasters.
Yeah. Empire needs new games, new content, new storylines.
Yeah. Or just copy Civilization. Go into space! Yeah. That
Space?
actually looks cool.
Space?
Civilization Beyond Earth.
Space!
What happened? I heard someone speak. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Ignore that. That was my end of it. You know what needs a remake? StarCraft. Wait.
Didn't they call that StarCraft 2?
Yeah, pretty much. And isn't the Legacy of the Void being developed already? Anyway, that's the Protoss
I heard
expansion.
that they're doing a Warcraft 4.
No, I have not heard that. I've heard they're making a Warcraft movie, however.
Ooh, no.
Speaking of movies, one video game based movie that never saw the light of day that I would have gone and seen, Uncharted. What the heck happened?
Yes. I thought it was still in development.
And also the Halo movie. Whatever happened?
That got split up into Forward Unto Dawn. It's on Netflix.
Ew, so that was the result of all that time in development?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It's actually I don't know if it's a miniseries, but I know
It's
it's
a
a series
miniseries.
on Netflix.
It's a miniseries, yeah. Also, speaking of Netflix, and for some reason, Red vs. Blue showed up on Netflix one day. That was cool.
Yes, I watched that over a period of like a
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, that was cool. I liked how they compacted each season into one episode. I really liked that.
Yeah,
Makes it much easier instead of going episode.
I was really
episode,
hoping that they'd end up with a 6th season because,
Mhm.
you know, they just introduced what's his name's sister.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, oh, come on, really? You just introduced this new character, you kill off Text.
And it's done. Oh wow, I forgot all about that.
You blow up Text with Gary and what was his name? I can't remember his name now.
Now, this next series, originally on the PS2, remastered for the PS3, not called Sly Cooper, almost got a reboot. Developers like, nah, let's focus on 2 other games. That game I'm talking about is the Jak and Daxter. Almost got a reboot. Then like, nah, let's focus on Uncharted 4 and Last of Us.
Oh, in all fairness, Last of Us is a good game.
Mm-hmm. But
Which, I'm excited. I'm very excited. Last of Us 2, 2016.
so that was confirmed.
It was confirmed.
All right.
It's
Why are
supposed
they
to be
making an
summer
Uncharted
of
4?
2016.
Why? Why could they have not done Uncharted 4 and done Jak 4 instead? But I'm just gonna keep waiting.
I can't believe I didn't think of that for what they should bring back. Crash Bandicoot.
Yes, I was gonna say Spyro as well. Detach him from the Skylanders brand and make him his own series again.
I think Skylanders started out strong, but I think it's ended up in the failure pile.
It's going down the tube.
Disney Infinity is interesting that it's putting in Marvel stuff now, but that's all it's going.
Yeah, but isn't Infinity basically a Disney knockoff of Skylanders?
Yes, that's why I brought that up. Because it's interesting because it brought in Marvel in addition to all the Disney characters.
Could you imagine Disney versus Marvel made by like Capcom or something?
Yeah, no, Disney versus Marvel versus Capcom. Even though that'll never happen anymore, ever. Another Marvel MVC will never happen again because Ultimate All-Stars on the Wii, yes. Unless you count Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom, but
DC versus Marvel.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat. Sorry, was
That
a
was
failure
okay.
as well to me.
it was promising. It just
It was promising, yeah. I wish that DC would have allowed it to be M rated.
Mhm.
It would have made Joker's fatality so much better.
It would have made everything so much better.
Who did they end up giving his fatality to?
Also, speaking of Mortal Kombat, holy crap, Mortal Kombat 10/X looks amazing.
It does. I saw the preview, the fight between Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Yeah, that looks real life.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. I can't wait for that.
There was somebody, I don't remember who, but it was one of the DLC characters for Mortal Kombat
9
that
or
ended
DC?
up with... No, for Mortal Kombat, the most recent one.
So then 9.
Yeah.
That's the stylized version because it's the 9th installment.
Somebody, I can't remember who, I think it was one of the DLC characters, ended up with Joker's fatality, except it was carried out all the way.
Oh, that's cool. Isn't it?
I can't remember what it is.
Hold on, I got it. Probably, is this live streamed? Because I heard someone say Twitch.
It's live stream on Twitch.
Yeah, if anyone knows that, gladly tell us in the chat, and whoever's reading that can pick up on that. But anyway, speaking of Mortal Kombat 9, I feel like Kratos could have been a lot better and ensure to God of War.
I didn't end up with Kratos because I didn't have the PlayStation 3 version. I have the 360
Yeah.
version that had Freddy Krueger.
But doesn't the PS3 Complete Edition have Freddy Krueger anyway?
I don't know. All I know is that the 360 Complete Edition has Freddy, it has
Reptile.
Rain, it
Or was
has...
Reptile in there?
Reptile was already there.
Yeah,
It has Freddy, Rain, Scarlet, and Kenshi.
Yeah. I remember when Mortal Kombat 9 was just being hyped up, and then they showed off the noob Cybot for the first time, and everyone's like, "This character's broken," blah blah blah.
They made Noob OP. What the hell are they talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember watching that, and I was like, "Whoa, what the?" I was. Yeah. I was just like crazy. Of course, it was one of the developers playing, so of course it's gonna look amazing.
Right?
I mean, that was. Oh. Okay.
Can we forget about Armageddon?
Yeah.
I like the character roster because there were so many, but can we please forget about Armageddon?
Story.
Speaking of, go ahead.
I just didn't know. I didn't like anything about Armageddon except for the character roster.
Yeah. Speaking of Mortal Kombat, well, NetherRealm actually, is Injustice: Gods Among Us ever getting a sequel? Because I've heard it is not.
I do not know.
Because I actually liked that. I actually liked Injustice and how they made everything work. Because, I mean, it was obviously, at first it was just going to be a reskin of 9. But they actually helped it get differentiated, I can never say that word, from Mortal Kombat. And made it, because it ran on the same engine, but it was completely different. And I liked how they made that work. Now, when are we going to get a Marvel version? Since Marvel vs. Capcom is no longer a thing. Who owns? I mean, who would Disney license that to, if anyone?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Because I mean, DC's got Injustice. What's Marvel got?
I would like Marvel to have their own fighting game.
Yeah. But
It would.
or Marvel. That sounds like PlayStation All Stars. Let's not even go there. No Crash Spyro. Wait on. What? Oh, okay. Hold on. Little difficulties there. Earphones came unplugged. Anyway, it was on the PS1. That's weird. I mean, I've heard of Marvel superheroes, but that's it. Not Marvel All Stars. And
Oh, okay.
okay.
Shang Tsung had a fatality in Mortal Kombat 9
Oh.
where he turned into a clown and he pulled out a gun, fired it, and this thing came out that said bang, and then he danced, pulled out a real gun, shot him in the face, and his head explodes.
Okay, that sounds like something a Joker would do. Bang! Burn!
Small brain and a bigger.
Big Bang
Because
Theory.
how that worked on DC